Hello guys, welcome to the channel. K-Man is live. Appreciate it for coming by and showing support. We got episode 49, guys. Yesterday, thank God I watched my my previous episode, guys. I had a technical difficulty on the stream at the end of the stream. I mean, most of the stuff on crypto couldn't be shown on the screen, so today we're gonna start with instead of the left foot, we're gonna start with the right foot, and we're gonna show some crypto first. We're gonna show some crypto and how to find them. How to look at the charts and everything like that. And then we're gonna go ahead and jump into the stocks, guys. Okay. So for anybody new, guys, this is what we do. We do stocks and we do crypto. We do low price stocks, guys, and crypto. Very cheap, very affordable, very risky if you don't know what you're doing. So just take everything with a grain of salt. And if you have any questions, make sure to hit the chat, and just talk on the chat or ask any questions on the comments, or on my description below, I have my email as well. You guys could send me an email. I also had a new news that I'm about to let you guys know of, my a little bit personal. Um you know uh Very soon, I'm gonna cut the streams, very short. Probably gonna be doing weekends. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be doing weekdays because I'm entering into a new field now that might be very busy, and I'm trying to grow more, in my personal life, and so hopefully this doesn't mess it up. Maybe hopefully I could do like very late streams, but I'm not sure. I cannot promise you guys anything. Hopefully all this value that I've given you guys could be, enough to get you guys in the right position to be successful in whatever way that you guys can. you know um just remember, I'm no professional tax, no financial advisor. I'm not a professional, licensed financial advisor, nothing like that. I don't have any licenses. Nobody pays me to do this. This is just my free will based on my experience. I've been, showing you guys how to find stocks and crypto and everything, how to make it easy for you to start the journey and not being stuck on where to start, what to do, or what to study first and everything like that. So this is more a little bit more simple for you guys to get it. Hopefully the audio is working. So everything, all my information is in the description, guys. I have channels that I use for streaming as well, like YouTube, Twitch, Kick. I don't do TikTok yet. I don't know if that's ever gonna work for me. I don't know what's happening there. I've been trying to apply for the live, and I've been getting rejected. So I guess we're not doing any streams on TikTok. So um what else? So that was pretty much the news right now. Just keep in mind that you might see a lot less streams coming from me. So hopefully whoever's interested in knowing stocks and really want to learn, just look at my streams, look at the past, guys. Everything is the same. Everything is the same. All the concepts work for not only stocks, it works also for crypto. Okay, and so very important, very key to understand supply and demand. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and jump into the crypto first. So I don't want to waste too much time. I mean, we're starting late, so thank you for waiting, and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and start off, guys. So let's go to the third panel. I always gotta make sure that everything is working on the stream, because yesterday, I was explaining the crypto and somehow I did it. I forgot to right after the ad read. I forgot to switch it up to the other panel. So that was my bad. But we're gonna be more watchful about that one. So pretty much everything that you see on the right, is all my criteria. You know, for pre-market, market open. I use these same concepts for crypto, guys. Most of it. Um, Now crypto is a little bit different in terms of acquiring crypto, because you have to swap your cash for crypto coins. If the certain crypto that you're trading it requires only Bitcoin, then you're gonna have to use that in order to acquire you know the crypto that you need. And so, I mean, there's different ways to trade in crypto. So, get yourself more knowledgeable in that before you, start off trading. At least this right here that I'm about to show you is at least a start where you can know what to find, and don't have to be like, where should I check first? So, excuse me, my voice is a little bit, I don't know. Some, I guess what's happening is the weather is changing. Like, yet the last 2 days here in West Coast, it was raining for the last 2 days. This morning it was raining again. So I don't know what's happening. That my body's like not cutting it, and and I'm not getting sick again, but like my voice, it just went out. So hopefully I don't get sick again. Not supposed to, but um appreciate it for coming by. Anybody new out there, don't forget to hit the like, the share, and the follow, guys. Remember, we dedicate ourselves to showing love and support to the community. Let me go ahead and show you guys before I start with crypto. Let me show you guys where I'm at right now. This list, guys, as you can see, I mean, these are all the followers December, January, and you got followers from February, guys. Okay. Everyone that's on green, guys, is all the people that I've been showing support in terms of watch hours, likes. I've been showing support, sharing their, reposting their streams, guys, or sharing it elsewhere. I've been, chatting, and stuff like that. So anybody who's doing content creation, or that's showing support, that is that type of person to show support to the community. If you guys could copy, well, I mean, you don't have to do the same thing I'm doing, but if you guys could show support any type of way similar to what I'm doing, then that will be awesome, because that will make a trigger effect to the community. And if everybody's doing it, then that's kind of what is the community about. And I mean, Rumble, it's a growing company, so we have to show support to those that are growing. And eventually we get at a point where it's a healthy environment, which it is right now. There's no, it's not like other platforms where people barely come by and show support. They follow you, but they don't come by and show support. And so, um, yeah, let's try to keep it a healthy community and help each other out grow. And if you guys, if you're trying to hit what do you call that? Like, if you try to hit the numbers, if you're a content creator and you're in a program, either through YouTube, Twitch, or Rumble, and you're trying to hit a criteria, not a criteria, your numbers, I forgot the name of it, but if you're trying to hit your numbers, and you need help, which watch hours, chatting, or anything like that, let me know, and use the community as well. It Good platforms is like Discord is a good platform where you guys could go ahead and chat, ask for help, anything like that, and say, hey, I need some hours, and the community is there to help you. And so, they're not obligated, but it comes from their heart, and if it's a healthy community, a healthy environment, then of course they're gonna go ahead and hand you some help, so this is it. This is what I got, and anybody on Black, I'm gonna get to you guys eventually. So bear with me. I've been a little bit slow this whole week because I was sick, but I'm getting back to it. Very strong. So I'm gonna do like I did a couple months ago, a couple not a couple months, a couple weeks ago, where I was just sharing the hell out of everybody's streams. I was on it, chatting, all over the place. So I have to get back to it, and so hopefully I could get back to it. And so, but this is everything that I have right now. I mean, you guys could go ahead and like when the stream is not, it's done. You guys could go ahead and go back and get these names, follow them, show support. Anybody here, all of them are good people. So go ahead, show support. Share their videos. Everything. I mean, show support, follow them, like their stuff. Um, Another news. Also, I forgot to tell you guys. We have this new platform, right? It's called Pickaxe, right? And so Pickaxe is kind of like Twitter, but it's more centered on free speech. Okay, there's not no warnings, no nothing. I mean, you guys could go in and say your piece or whatever. Uh, Put out whatever articles you want or whatever like that. It's more centered also on content creators for Rumble. Okay, it helps anybody that's following each other. Let's say you share a video and let's say 10 people are watching the video that that you posted on Pickaxe. That counts towards the viewership on the content creators of Rumble as well. Okay, so that helps. And so it helps as well that the CEO lets people talk their piece, and it's a free speech platform. So there's no nobody stopping you. So it's a pretty good content. So go ahead, sign up if you're not signed up with them. And yeah, we're here as a community. You guys can follow me and be part of my journey. And so yeah, Pickaxe is also gonna be available on app for your phones, guys, for your phones on Apple and Android on the 24th. Okay, so we're like probably next week, most likely. Okay, so it's coming soon. So go ahead, show support over there. That's pretty much it. If anything else come up, I'll let you guys know. Thank you for the like, whoever liked my stream here right now. Remember, we at 63 followers. We're very close from hitting 200. So if anybody new out there that hasn't followed me, it would be appreciated if you do and show support. um I also follow those that are also content creating. And so if you're coming by and you're showing support, I'll show support back as well. So yeah, let's go ahead and continue, guys. So this is what we use, coin market cap, guys. And this is my criteria. I've used three criterias, right, for crypto. I use market cap. Market cap pretty much means the it's called the market capitalization, right? And it's the value of the company. It shows you the total value of the company. Okay, if you're filtering, then depending what is your personal preference, that's kind of what everything is totally your choice on what type of stock or crypto you're looking at. Okay, so me, I'm focused on anything 1 million to 10 million. These type of companies grow very fast. If there's news, there's people hyping it up. There's demand. More demand than the supply. There's a lot of things behind it that helps the company value to spike up. Okay. Also, the volume is very important, which I already said is the demand of the stock of the crypto or stock. Is the demand, and if there's more volume than the average volume and the supply, then you have the price has to go up. Okay, and so uh, I require anything 1 million to 100 million, no more than 100 million. That's kind of my personal preference. Um, Also, percentage change. Remember, crypto works 24 hours, guys. It never sleeps. So it's required to look at the percentage change. I like to see anything above 10%, but more favorably, more around 20%. But I use 10% just to get a broad scan, and then I work my way knocking down all the crypto that I'm no longer interested. Okay. And so Twitter and X, it's kind of like it's a good platform to check news, guys, of crypto and stocks, guys. So you could put the ticker symbol and the crypto symbol, and you can find the news, and you could use this formula, guys, this bottom formula to uh you know to find specific dates that you want to see. Let's say you don't want to see all year, you only want to see a few weeks only, then you could go ahead and add it here. Okay, remember, it's from recent to old. Okay, so you put the recent date, which is if it was today, 2026, you put February, right, 02, and you put here 18 on the 18th. And then let's say you want to see only for the first, then you go ahead, put the dates. You put the 2026 02 01, and that's pretty much self-explanatory. And then you add this, make sure that it's spaced between Tesla, or between the ticker symbol with this formula and what you have here. Remember, it needs to have it can be squished together. Okay, it has to have a space. And so after that, you press the enter, and you're supposed to get some news. Okay, specific news if you're using this type of formula. Now, if you're using only this formula, guys, then it's gonna show you all the news. I mean, from present to the past. As far as it could go. Okay, these are stocks that we have listed here yesterday. We're gonna look at the stocks right after we finish with the crypto. Okay, we have one crypto only, right? And so we're gonna check that one right now, and I'm gonna explain what I have on the left side. Okay, I have a little allergies here, so bear with me if I have to sneeze a couple times if it comes up. And so let's go ahead and check really quick. The So this right here, Finviz, is for stocks, right? For scanning stocks and everything. I'm gonna explain this later when I finish the crypto. But right now I'm gonna go to this platform. This platform is Trading View, and you could use this for crypto, stocks. Okay, and this platform is huge in a way that first of all, it's free, but it doesn't have as much features when it's free. Okay, now if you want to subscribe with their platform, I mean, it's totally it's your decision. And also you can also add an account that you have, like a trading account, if it's available here, right? You can add your trading account, and you could do your trades on this using this platform. Okay, so it's pretty neat, pretty interesting. And so there's a lot of features, guys. This is the charting platform. So anybody that's watching for the first time and doesn't know what the hell is this, right? This is a charting platform. Okay, this green and red, this is the transactions that happen, right? um and the green is for when buyers were in control, and the red is when reds were in control of that period. Okay, that's why you see at the bottom, all the way at the bottom, you see the times while this activity happened. Okay. Um, for I'm gonna explain what pre-market and market open is when I do the stocks, but we're not gonna explain that right now. So we're gonna only, I'm gonna only tell you guys from this perspective that this line right here is just separating the previous trading day with the current trading day. Okay, this is what the blue line is all about. Okay, and so these right here, the red and green, these are candlesticks. Okay, it's Japanese candlesticks. I use them personally because I'm more comfortable analyzing the chart, and analyzing the patterns and how the candles work, much better than other different options here. Okay, there's a lot of options that you could choose. At the end of the day, it's personal preference. Now, the majority of people that been trading, that been taking this as a career, they use mostly Japanese candlesticks. So if you don't know anything about Japanese candlesticks, go ahead, do your research, guys. I mean, there's plenty of people that would, explain this very neat, very eloquent, and you can understand this very, very, very quick. Okay, and so remember, crypto works 24 hours and never stops, guys. As soon as this trading day ends, it just start off a new one. You know, it doesn't have no pre-market hours. It doesn't have no after hours. It just continues and goes and goes and goes. Okay, and so another thing, I mean, you could watch this charting on different platform and different time frames. Okay, so I mean, there's different ways to analyze these candlesticks, guys. You got the daily all the way to the seconds. Okay, and as more you can start off from the daily, right? Watch the overall trend, but the more you keep going down in time, guys, the more it gets zoomed in. Okay, you can see more zoomed in what's happening with the stock. Is it stagnant? You see only a straight line. That's not good. There's not much activity on the upside and even on the downside, which is what we're not looking for. Okay, we want to see a stock that is up and down like this. It has activity. That's kind of what we want to see. And so you can zoom in, zoom out. The depending on the time frame. I have books, guys, on the Discord, guys. I have a lot of books that I recommend you guys to read that has all the information you need, not only on stocks. I mean, you have, for charting platforms, even psychological books, that help with your psycho. And so, I mean, there's a lot of stuff I have on Discord. You don't have to join me. You could get in there, right? You could get in there and then you could grab whatever you need, to help you in your journey. And that's kind of my gift to you in a way. And so I also have a resources channel as well on that same Discord. Okay, it shows you links on for that favors stocks and links that dedicates for crypto as well. You could use it as a scanner. You could, I mean, for whatever your journey is, whatever you're trying to learn. Um, you know, I have a plenty of links. I even have brokerages that I've used before that is recommended there. I have I mean, a lot of stuff there, very interesting stuff. So you guys could feel free to go to the Discord and check it out. And so let's go ahead and continue, guys. So let's go ahead and add so this right here, CoinMarketCap, is what we're gonna use to scan the crypto. But first, before we start, we're gonna go ahead and check the Pirate USD. So I'm gonna explain what I write there. That was yesterday. Crypto.com. Nope. USD through Coinbase. Yes, it is. Okay. So today, I mean, it had a good bounce. I mean, you could have took it at the bounce. This thing went up again. I mean, the best place to grab it was right here around this area. Okay. After that, I mean, this one was pretty good too as well. You see, this green candle overshadow a little bit this one. Barely made it. And let's see how much this thing made. 23%. So that was a pretty interesting move, pretty good move. You know, but then it gave back most of its gains on that same day, you know. So not good, not looking good right now. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take this one out. It was just a one and done, so no good for I mean, it had a continuation today, but you know, it didn't held those highs. I would have loved for it to held the highs and bounce off this support line, which became resistance when once it got broken. And these are resistance line as well, you know. Now, this line, just for reference, this line is not the only resistance line. It comes behind the channels here, okay? Not only these channels, as well as these channels, also in the past as well. There's also channels, okay? These channels are also part of the resistance or support levels, okay? It's not only the line. So if you're trying to make decisions based on the line, guys, you're gonna get caught, okay? These are only guides to know where the trend is going, where the, you know, make sure where you make decisions is based on the not only the pattern but the reaction of the stock, okay? You know, I wouldn't make a decision to buy this if this thing wouldn't went up like it's going right now, okay? I wouldn't be interested if this thing would have still consolidated. I would have left. I would have keep monitoring it, but I wouldn't do anything unless it's making a move like this, you know. And so in order to see, you know, you have to see also the volume and check, you know, is the volume higher than the average? This thing is not even higher than the average, so it's already, you know, it's not what I'm looking for. I don't like that, you know, especially the supply. Look at the supply, very high. Not good. Not the type of crypto that I will be, or even stocks I won't even be paying attention of, you know. But it have a interesting move here. I mean, that's why we kept a watch on it. But we're gonna go ahead and move to the next one. So yes, guys, whoever's watching, don't forget to hit the follow, hit the like, and share or repost if you're on Rumble. Also, I don't know if I forgot to tell you guys. Also, you see the QR code there on the right, guys. So if you're new and you haven't signed up with Rumble, go ahead, feel free to sign up with Rumble. You could use your phone, scan the QR code, and you could start signing up with Rumble. Rumble is a great community, guys, so feel free to be part of that. There's a lot of interesting, very, very nice content creators out there, guys. I mean, there's so many. I can name a few, but there's so many, okay? And so if you want to show support, feel free to join. And so you have that there. And so let's continue with the crypto. So we're gonna go ahead and scan for new crypto. I think I already erased, yeah. And before, you know what, before we scan anything, let's check the Bitcoin, okay? Because that was one of the things that I don't know if you guys saw it on the stream, because since everything was blocked, you know, it didn't show on the stream yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw what I was explaining about the Bitcoin. Okay, so it's exactly doing what I was expecting it to do, which is, you know, I was waiting for a bounce right off this uptrending support levels, Remember, all these channels right here that are stuck with the support level are this uptrending support. This is part of the a part of the support, these channels here, okay, where the these candles are, okay. All these candles that are stuck together with the uptrending support, these are part of the support level, okay, not the line. Remember, the line is invisible. It only works if it's if these are aligned with it, okay. And so our plan, right, is basic. It's gonna take us a couple months, you know, for it to make what we're looking for. um it could probably take 1 or 2 months. It depends how it wants to react. I think this thing is gonna keep on going down, right. It's struggling to break the resistance levels, okay. It's struggling. So I believe this thing is gonna come down, right. It's gonna test these this area here between 60,215 all the way down to these levels, okay. It's gonna test these levels, and then it's gonna test these highs once, okay. And after it retests these bottom support levels, then that's what we want to see this test the highs again and exceed higher, okay. It's gonna take a while. Remember, this thing is based on patterns. This thing is a head and shoulders, right? This is the shoulder, this is the head, and this is the small shoulder, right? And now all we want to see is a lot of channeling, a lot of testing of these resistance levels, and a lot of testing off the support levels, and then making another push up, okay. That's kind of what it did over here on this head and shoulders. This is another head and shoulders in the past. And remember, it doesn't, the past not always repeats, but it rhymes, okay. Somebody said that. Somebody said that. So there's a lot of stocks in crypto where it happens often, you know, where the past it did a certain move based on pattern, and it repeats again in the future, okay. So this is the shoulder, right? This is the head, and this is the small shoulder right here. And then it break off these support levels, right? And then it just channel above the below the resistance line, and it channels on the support levels here, okay, on these support levels. And right after that, it just kept ripping all these slowly ripping the resistance levels, okay. And it went back up, it tested these highs, and then it consolidated for a couple months. Well, actually for a couple, yeah, for a couple months it consolidated, and then it break out once more. And these are very short-term pullbacks, guys. This is a panic right here. This is a panic sell. This is more like a panic sell. Rest Truth Pod, thank you for showing up. Thank you for showing support, guys. Whoever doesn't know Rest Truth Pod, I mean, he's you know, Christian faith Christ centered you know, channel. Go ahead, show support to Rest Truth Pod. Also, I forgot to show let you guys know also, uh, K-Man is live. He also content creates as well. So go ahead, show support to both of those channels. Hit the like, the share, and the follow, guys. Please. That will help a lot on their content, and get their word out there. Uh, Thank you for showing up, Rest True. Um, and so as we continue, guys, this is kind of what we're looking for. You know, we're looking for it to test these support levels, these uptrending support levels. Is exactly doing. I mean, I didn't mark this line based on this. I mean, I just I just put it out there, you know, and it's just hitting those lines automatic. And I think it's based on pretty much I mean, me trading all these years that I already know how these things look like. But yeah, we're looking for it to break these support levels. If it can't, then it's gonna channel and test these resistance levels. And at least we want to see another put pullback, right? And test these support levels again before it takes off. Okay. Sometimes it does it 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, and then it takes off. Sometimes it just do one bounce and it just takes off. So we're gonna see how this thing's working. I think right now between 74,000 and 30,000, these are like the areas of discount of discount. I can't tell you where to buy and where to sell because that's already financial advice, okay? And you have to be a licensed professional to a licensed financial advisor in order to advise somebody where to buy, where to sell, on stocks or any other investments, okay? So if you're looking for any type of advice or anything like that, seek out a professional, okay? Don't forget to read my disclaimer as well, guys. Remember, this is only for educational purposes. Um, Not only saving you from making a mistake, also saving me as well. Okay, protecting both of us, and so we could release this content and help you guys on your journey. Okay, so that's what I see of the Bitcoin. I'm not looking at financials, I'm not looking at no news. It's really good to understand the news though, because based on the news you can see how the economy is going. If there's a lot of negative news out there, then you're seeing a lot of people panicking, and just motivating people to sell. So but if you see a lot more positive news, then that gives opportunity for people to take a profit. Okay, you got to know the psychology of the stocks and crypto and the news. Understand the news first of all. Okay, and so that's pretty much it for the Bitcoin. Hopefully you guys understand a little bit on how I'm looking at it on the technical side of it. Okay, remember this thing has a 1 trillion point 33 trillion market cap. So very, very high value. Okay. Now look at the supply, guys. The circulating supply has 19 million circulating supply. Okay. This is the quote unquote the float. Okay. And so look at the volume, the trading volume, 33 billion. Okay. Volume traded. Okay. So very high compared to the supply. And it went out. Finally, I sneezed. At least I let you guys know on time. So appreciate it. Sorry about that, guys. I was like, man, if I have to sneeze anytime, it's gonna come around very soon. So thank God I didn't, I hit the button, the mute button right on time. So let's go ahead and continue. So yes, guys, 33 billion of volume, more demand than the supply, right? And now the price has to, it has to attract buyers. Okay, there's a lot of people buying, selling, buying, selling, buying, selling, and that's what we want. Okay, because it makes it easy for you to, invest, and take advantage of these situations. Okay, so what else? So let's go to coin market cap, guys. Right, I'm gonna show you guys how to find crypto, and this is the main page that you could see right here. I mean, you got many options here to find crypto. You could use the top percent gainers, which is the gainers here, right? And this right here will only show you what's running, okay, for today, okay. And so this things, I mean, look at the percentages that it has been running. So you can make your decisions based on this, right? But you have to make sure to check the volume, guys. Okay, 266,000 is not a lot, and you also got to compare the market cap. Okay, remember the market cap. We want to see anything from 1 million to 10 million, right? And so we're gonna see if all these qualify. Some of them qualify. That's why we're filtering the crypto so we could find exactly what's running. Okay. And so we're gonna go ahead and add it here to 10 million, right? And then we're gonna go ahead and add the percentages change, right? The percentage change, which is 10% all the way to 500%, right? We also want to see the value, which is 1 million. We want to see 1 million to 100 million. And so this is the criteria, very simple. And let's press apply, and now you can see here what's running. Now you don't have a couple hundred pages. Now you don't have more than 100 crypto. You got only 11, right? And most of these don't qualify. Okay, we wanna check anything above 10. If there's nothing above 10, then you could check anything around 5 and 6, five and up. A million of volume. Okay, that's what I meant to say. So these, as we could see, guys, remember also these 17% right here, 13%, all these, right? They're not gonna qualify. Remember, I like to watch anything. Hold on a second, guys. My wife is calling me from one line. Let me. I'm gonna continue right now. Once I finish with the call, I'll be right back, guys. Thank you for the like again. There's we completed the goal. So bear with me for a second. I'll be right back. Alrighty, guys, we're back. Hopefully everything is working properly. The audio, okay. Everything's working. Alrighty. Okay. Let's continue. So as you can see, guys, I mean, this is what we got today. We don't have to add all 11 crypto to our list, to our watch list. We only need one or two, or possible third. Remember, if we can't see anything above 20 that's trading more than 10 million volume, or 20 will be great. Then we're not gonna focus too much. This one it seems pretty, I mean, high. Is the highest of all the lists here. I can show you an example, but it's trading at 14% right now, which is not what I like to see. ARTX. We could check right now which one is the market that's trading it the most. So it's very important when you're using market cap. There's other webs as well that have this feature. But the good thing about market cap, I mean, it has everything a little bit. I mean, you can see the news, anything recent that came out. I mean, who are talking about it in social media. So it has a lot of options, guys. But I like to watch the markets to see the liquidity, right? See how much volume has been trading the most. This here, right here, Binance Alpha is the one that's been traded the most, that it has the most volume right now. So it has 78%. So we want to focus on this one, ARTX USDT Binance Alpha. Hopefully we can find it on trading view. ARTX USDT, and it's by Binance. I don't think this is the one. USDT. So these are the ones here. Not sure if any of these fit Binance Alpha. So that's not good. Interesting. I mean, we could check this web right here on Binance. Any platform is still good anyways. I mean, this will be the another platform that you could use on Binance. If you're in the US, you want to use a US Binance, because this one is more international. So this thing seems like it's moving, but overall, I mean, this is the 15-minute chart. I don't know if I could change it to the 5-minute. There we go. Perfect. Oh, look, much better. So I guess we could use that little feature right here, this little arrow thing, and just open up another window so you don't lose this information. And then you could check here the charting. Okay, it has these extra indicators. I mean, don't pay too much attention of them. They just a guide. Okay, all of these are delayed. Okay, all these don't happen if this is also this is the tape, right? We call it the tape, and these are the transactions that are pushing through in the market at the specific time that is being pushed through. Okay, this is the order book, right? And you can see there, I mean, the fluctuation of everything. I mean, there's different ways to show the order book, but this is the tape right here. Everything that's coming through here is going to show up on this chart. If nothing comes through here, it will never show up on this chart. Okay. Right now, it seems like this is running, but I mean, we might see another turnaround eventually. So, I mean, we could have this on watch. It has a lot of volume on this specific time right here. So a lot of people watching it. And you could use this to trade as well, this platform. Okay, that's a good thing about this. So there's a lot of platforms out there that you could use. Hopefully you guys can hear me clearly. So, take everything with a grain of salt. Do your research before you take this platform into consideration. Make sure to know what is the company Binance. I've already done my research on Binance. Binance is one of the biggest platforms out there to trade crypto. Okay. And so very key for you to do your research and understand Binance, and why it's recognized out there. Okay. But this stock seems like it's still, it's consolidating off the highs. We might see another move eventually. If it, everything depends on the supply and demand, and so right now we don't see a lot of volume right now at this point, but we would like to see something like this happen when it makes another move on the upside. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and add this one to the list. It's called this bottom one, ARTX. ARTX. TX. For watch only. Since percentage change is low and doesn't fit the criteria. Okay. That's the reason why we put it there. We just want to analyze it based on the chart pattern, but we don't want to trade it because it's not above the 20%. Okay, so I just gave you guys that little example there. Remember it. That's what it did in the. That's why it did this move here already. That's why you see the 50 million. Somewhere down right here, 50 million traded. That's why you see the market value high. Okay. But we want to see anything active right now, more active. Anything above this line right here. So we got about five cryptos to look at, and based on the volume, that's where we're more interested. So these are the first two that we could look at, and then we could look at this one. Okay, these other two have little volume, little amount of volume, so we want to focus on a little bit more. So house will be the first one. House coin, and the markets right here that's being traded the most. The exchange is Pump Swap. I don't know nothing about Pump Swap. It would be great to understand Pump Swap, but if anybody knows about it, then you could trade on that one using house / soul. That's why it's very dangerous when you don't have stuff like this in place. When they don't have these pages in place where you don't know where to trade them at, and they're not showing here on this platform, very dangerous to invest money on these new platforms. I have no clue which one are those. I might have to skip this one. Bear with me, guys. Let me figure out a way to see this one. So somehow you could trade it here on the CoinMarketCap platform. Housecoin is a Solana meme coin that grew out of a viral "What's Inside That House" internet gag and broader anti-housing market meme, rolling with slogans like "One house equals one house coin" launch on pump.fun. Huh. CMC AI can make mistakes. Yeah, you gotta be careful with this one. No mint, which is good. Blacklist unknown. This one, yeah, no good. Rug pool, no. Fake token, unknown. Yeah, you see, you wanna see yes, yes, yes on all these, okay? Well, not yes, yes, yes on all of them. Rug pool, no. Blacklist, no. And fake token, no. Okay. So you want to see most of them are no, but you want to see a result here. Okay. You don't want to see unknown on none of these. Okay. So very careful. You do your due diligence, do your research on this. Okay. Yeah, this one is not gonna be on our list. And right now it seems like it's just testing the support levels. It already did a move here on this highs. It was on an uptrend. This is more like a back end of the move. This was the main move here. Okay. So you got the A, B, C, and then you got D, and this is already the end of the push here. Okay. This will never get recorded here. That's why, but that's kind of, I will want to see like a turnaround and test up the highs, but it's very, the distance between these two areas here and where the price is at right now is very like unlikely to see it test these highs again. Okay, we will need more volume compared to the supply. So yeah, very difficult to trade it. And when it's doing something like this, it's not showing you results on the blacklist or showing results on the fake token. No good. Okay, even if it showed unknown here on these two as well, that will right there also as a disqualifying. We want to see at least results on everything here. Okay, that is safe to trade. Okay. This security scan it says safe, but we don't know. We don't know if it's safe. Okay, we want to do more research on this one, so gotta be careful. Let's check another one. Port 3. Okay, let's check port 3. Due to a security incident, port 3 is undergoing token migration from old ERC20 contract address to and the old BP20 contract address. Yeah, you have to be careful trading all of these. I mean, we already watched this one before. Um but you have to be careful. You have to do your research. Um L Bank. You see this one, we have no clue which one is this company. But there's a platform that it trades on their own platform here. It seems they got something neat here. Organized. But we would like to see, more about this exchange. We don't want to put all our eggs in one basket. Okay. And it seems like this one is the one that's been traded the most. Already checking here. So I mean, it's still up the highs, consolidating off the highs. I mean, it might have another push, but eventually we will have to see another pullback eventually in order to make another big move like that. It seems okay. You know, we could look at this extra port 3 networks. Port 3 networks. Okay. Off the highs. So I'm pretty much making a watch list, right? I put the ticker symbol first, and I'm writing what I see out of it. You know, in terms of what fits my criteria. Okay, you would like to add more information in terms of the news. Check the news, check the volumes, check the supply. I don't add them right now because you know it's a little bit more time consuming, and I have to cover stocks, but at least I'm covering the crypto. I'm showing you guys how to find them, which I already did, right? And now we're just analyzing, you know, a little bit about them, you know, which ones are possible to continue. Okay, I can't, you know, they have possibility to continue, but they won't, you know, the stocks we cannot, you know, completely detect where they're gonna go. You know, you can't completely predict where it's gonna go, but based on pattern recognition, based on supply and demand, you could tell, you know, if a lot of people are interested in trading it. Okay, great trend overall, consolidating off the highs. We'll want to see a pullback and then bounce, test highs again for another breakout. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Oh, let me add the date. Very important to add the date. Today is the 18/26 and it was 5:36 p.m. It is 5:36 p.m., but this is Pacific time, guys. Okay, so yeah, we got those two. Is there anything else that we might be interested? Let's take this one off, take this off. So we check port 3. This one is a little bit too suspect. Um, this will be the last one right here. Swell network. Awesome move, guys. Look at that. Not sure where the volume is. It's gonna show a lot of volume here. Let's check the markets. What is trading the most? None of this is over a million. This one is almost over a million on Coinbase, guys. Okay, price is very cheap, and so yeah, this one right here, Swell USD on Coinbase exchange. So this will be you could trade it directly from Coinbase. Coinbase is very secure, very trusted exchange. These are the, you know, this is the order book, this is the tape. And so it seems like it, you know, this is the 5-minute chart. I mean, it seems like it has a pretty good trend here. I mean, it consolidated, it made another breakout, then it pulled back and consolidated off the highs again, and then it didn't break out. I mean, it tested the highs again. It failed to break out once, so it might be consolidating again off the highs before it makes another move. So we might I would want to see more volume, right? it over here seems like it had a little bit less volume compared to this time frame right here. Okay, so I would want to see a little bit more consolidation and another test of higher day. So swell network. So we're gonna add that one. Swell network. Okay. And good move. Short term. Failed to break out previous highs. We'll want to see consolidation of the highs and test higher of day once more for the breakout. Okay, so my strategy is breakouts. I love breakouts. I love the breakout and then wait for a pullback test off the support levels. That's kind of what I specialize on. And so that's pretty much for the crypto, guys. I already explained how Bitcoin is doing overall, right? What I'm expecting from it. I already checked how to scan for crypto. I mean, you have a list there. You know, you don't have hundreds of crypto that you're confused to see which one is it looks like it's gonna move. There's a lot of options here to check. There's ones running like this one right now. I mean, this one could get, you know, we might see something extra out of this one. This thing it look like it's running, but we want to see more pullback. Psyop anime has been running for I don't know when. Let me check Psyop. Check the 5 minute. So I mean, it had a pretty good runs. You know, we were monitoring. Look at this, guys. See the power of this thing. Look how high this thing went this day. We stopped monitoring somewhere around here, but this thing broke out 423%, guys. And this is crypto, okay? And look how cheap this thing was, okay? And this thing went down, right? That's when we did not got it. We left. We were no longer interested in it, right? This thing bounced, and guess what? It tested the higher day again. You gotta be kidding me. Look at that. Another 200 something percent. 261%, guys. In how many days? 3 days. And now it looks like it's about to run again. So this is the opportunities you could be looking at, you know. Oh shit, stay on page. Yes. Okay. And so yeah, guys, everything is totally your due diligence to do your research, guys. Hopefully you guys can understand a little bit more on how to find crypto. Remember all the ones that everybody is talking about, that they're hyping it up and they're higher price, and you're like, oh man, I cannot afford that thing. Then this is the second option that you could be using. You could use this type of criteria, find these type of stocks very cheap, and capitalize if you know what you're doing. Okay. So let's go ahead and start off with top stocks. I know it's gonna take a little bit longer, right, with stocks, because I gotta explain you guys the criteria that I use. We're gonna take a little 20-minute break because my wife brought me some food. Anybody who doesn't know, let's see if you guys can see it clearly. It's not showing because I think it's the color. Oh my god. Never mind. You guys can't see it. Oh my god. Good gracious. Never mind. Whatever. It's In and Out. So if you're in the West Coast and don't know what's the In and Out, go ahead check the In and Out. It's a burger place, very famous, very good burgers. And so I'm gonna knock that thing out really quick, and then I come back as soon as possible. It's gonna take me like 15 minutes, 15 20 minutes, and then we'll continue. We'll continue with the stocks. Okay. So bear with me, guys. I'll be right back. Alrighty, guys, we're back. We're back. I knocked those burgers off really fast. Hopefully, you guys enjoy your good afternoon. Anybody showing up? This is stock talk. We talk about crypto stocks. Today we had to do something different. We had to talk about crypto first because I owe it to you guys. Yesterday we had a technical difficulty and we couldn't. I mean, the panel was just like you see right now, all gray. I was talking and talking for like an hour and nothing was showing on the stream. And so yeah, I think that was my fault because after I did my ad read, I probably forgot to hit the other panel, and yeah, I was just talking there and nothing was showing. So yeah, today I owe it to you guys to explain crypto first and then hop onto stocks. So that's what we're gonna do right now. I mean, we already did crypto. Now we're gonna jump into stocks. We're gonna do something different now. So whatever you see here on the, let's see if you guys can see it. Okay, yeah. So whatever you see on the right is my document, right? I said this a couple hundred times already. Where I have my criteria for pre-market, market open, and close, market close. Okay. Almost all the criteria that I have listed here is all the same for the market close as well. And I could use this as well for crypto. Okay. Let me drink something because I feel like I have something stuck in my teeth. There we go. Okay. So the only thing that changes, right, between pre-market, market open, and market close, these two things, right, is the percentage change. That's the only thing that changes. I get, just like I said before, I don't get no benefit using the percentage change for the market close, guys, because when the market is closed, I mean, there's no fluctuation. There's nothing. I mean, there's even stocks that have probably went below the 20% change, right? And when it closed, if most of those that are under 20% might have been the ones that ran before. And if I'm not focusing on the rest of the criteria and I'm focusing first on the percentage change, then I might lose those stocks that are just consolidating below the levels that they were before, in order to make another continuation move. Okay. So there's a lot of things behind it, that I would love to explain, but that's one of the reasons why I don't use percentage change when the market is closed. So be aware of that. Be aware that you don't get any benefit of percentage change when the market is closed. Okay. So I'm gonna explain a little bit more in detail when I start scanning and filtering out the stocks. Okay. When I start using this platform, the Finviz. Okay. So whatever you see on the left side is the Finviz platform that we're gonna go ahead and scan the stocks and filter out everything. This is a pretty interesting web. A lot of people use it. Good majority use it. I don't use it for my personal trades. I already have built-in software, which a lot of people use as well, which is Weeble, and it has not only the charting platform, it also has the scanning and the news built in. Okay, you can add level 2, but you have to pay extra, and the charting is free, like the real-time charting. Okay. And so if you wanna, you can also open different types of well, you can open an account with them, right? You have two different accounts. You got a margin account, you have a cash account, You could also open up retirement account with them, or you know, uh, a Roth IRA, or whatever else that you wanna. I mean, this company has a lot of options for you to be successful in whatever you're trying to put your finances on. And so there's a lot of opportunities in the market. You just gotta find what works for you, find your niche, and I mean, you should be okay. As you if you're following your rules, and if you create a criteria, and you make your own plans, okay, responsibly. Uh, so this is the web, guys, right here. I like this thing right here because it will tell me how hot the market is right now. And as you can see, there's a lot way more green today than red. Okay, so everything seems like it's booming right now. Everything seems like it's booming. And I like to see the SPY when I'm looking at the stocks first, because it will tell me how the overall market is, how the economy is doing right now, and everything seems like it's booming right now. Everything is still in consolidation off the highs. We still in a consolidation period. There's no breakouts yet. It seems like they're having trouble breaking resistance at 697 ish, 697, around that area. So they eventually is gonna break out. I would love to see a pullback, right, and test either these support levels here, or the main support, stronger support levels at the bottom here before it makes another move. But it's still at the all-time highs, near the all-time highs, and it's still, I mean, economy is still rocking. Economy is still going great. I mean, SPY is still rocking. So a lot of people like to look at the Dow. I don't focus on the Dow too much, guys. Um, Wait a minute, I'm tripping. Dow Jones. There we go. So it's almost at. I think it's almost at 50. It's around that area. So, but I mean, it's consolidating off the highs, almost the same as SPY, guys. Eventually, it's gonna break out. So it's always good to check past history. This thing has almost the same charting as SPY. Okay, so it's always good to go ahead and check the news. Also to check how, if people are in distress, if there's a lot of negative news, if there are wars or anything like that. There's always to go ahead and see what's going on. When the market is in distress, that's when the small stocks, the ones that I normally see, are the ones that are booming. You're gonna see a lot of hot movements, a lot of price changes happening for these little stocks. Right now, you see one or two or three, or sometimes you even see five stocks that have moved really, really nice, and you could take advantage of them. But when the market is in distress, I mean, you could see like 10 or 20 or more than that are booming, and probably five or 10 stocks are over 50%, you know, and like four or five of them are like 100% or 200%. I mean, everything is booming, on that sector. So, but this is good just to analyze very short term. You don't have to do too much research on it. You could. It's always good to check the news. See how everything's going daily. I'm not gonna do it right now because it's more time consuming. What I want to try to show you guys is how to find them, and how to analyze them, how to do watch lists, which a lot of people have trouble doing. you know and we're gonna check this one first, VVPR, before we start scanning for new stocks. But I'm gonna explain all this criteria when I start scanning for the stocks on Finviz. Let's go ahead and check VVPR. VVPR. And VVPR, guys. We said wanted to pick up volume tomorrow. It's consolidating off the highs. Good price, low volume, low flow. Has recent news. Has history of running. Then plan will be for it to pull back, bounce off the 251 support levels. Okay. This thing, 251. What happened today? We have a lot less volume, not much volume. We'd love to see more volume compared to the average. Look at the float. The float is still hot. The supply is still higher than the volume, which is not good. It would have been a really difficult trade here, but it did do what we were asking, what we planned to do. You know, the plan for a way to pull back, bounce off 251 support. What it did today? It pulled back, bounced off this 51. Not only twice, not only once, but a couple times it did. Okay. It bounced off of it and then it took off. Okay, right here at the open, you could have took advantage. Um, I mean, this candle right here, the green didn't overshadow the candle. That's why I wouldn't, take advantage. But this one, a little bit. I think right here would have been a better entry, 9%, and this thing went all the way up to 17%. So that right there, I mean, you had two different good moves here. Let's say you missed the opportunity right on this first one. You could have still caught it. You could have still caught it off this confirmation pullback. Okay. Off of this confirmation pullback, look at this would have been the resistance line right here. Okay, let me see if it works. There we go. Right, and you could have got it right here at the breakout. Okay, right here at the breakout, this thing went up 6%. That right there is my goal for the day, 5 to 10%. That's all I care about. And if I could do that 2 times a day, perfect. That makes me 10% every day, and 10 times 5, that's how much. 10 times 5, 50, and 50 times 4, 200 a month, right? And times 12, that's 2,400%. Okay, if you could do that often, I mean, you're gonna make way more than 2,400% in a year. Okay, you're gonna make more than that. There's gonna be days where you're gonna do 10%. There's gonna be days where you're gonna, it's it's not gonna be in your control, where it's gonna probably bounce up and go faster than your trigger finger, and you're gonna make 20%. Some days you're gonna make 15%. So everything's gonna vary, but if you do everything right, that's around how much you could be making per year. 2,400%. So that's the opportunities you could be making, guys. Remember, you got out of 300 and how many days in the year? There's like 124 trading days, guys. Okay, so you got 5 times 4 times 12. It says 240, but there's a lot. It's a lot less than that because you have the holidays as well. So it's a lot less than that. Okay. So you don't got a lot more. I mean, you got a lot of trading days to do. But that's around the range that you could be making, around 2,400 at first at the beginning, and that's pretty damn good, guys. I mean, everything depends on how much your account is growing. Um, so do your numbers, know your numbers on how much you want to make uh every day, every week, every month, every year. How much are you willing to lose on as your account is growing? Are you willing to lose only 1% or half of a percentage? every time you trade, or per week, per month, or, how much are you willing to lose, because in order for it's kind of like making, if you guys have seen how a diamond is made, guys, it's like, at first it's like a really dirty rock, guys. It has a lot of, the I mean, it's ugly looking, guys. And so they have to keep hitting it, hitting it, hitting it, hitting it, and as they keep hitting it, then you see the little shining, and they keep forming it, and they, there's a lot to it, but eventually they mold it to the point where it looks like what you guys know as a diamond, which is very beautiful, very shining, very, transparent, I don't know if that's the right word. Forget what I said. But it's very shiny, and so before you have success, guys, you have to go through pain, and there's gonna be a lot of mistakes on your way. There's gonna be, careless days, but if you could be more disciplined than those careless times and those mistakes, then you're gonna have a really excellent excellent career. Okay. Remember, you don't have to do this as a career. You could do this only short term. Let's say you want some vacation money for the end of the year. If you're very disciplined and use the correct money that you want to use, then you're gonna have a good vacation money. And so yeah, you use the stock market wisely. Remember, it's not for everybody. Some people are impatient and they don't want to learn everything, and they don't want to wait. They just want to put in money there in the market and see if they make $1 million in one day. That thing is impossible. You know, that you can make a lot of money in a short period of time, of course, but you have to be disciplined. You can't just go into the market thinking that you're gonna get rich in one day. That's not how it works. Okay. But this one right here, as you can see, it did a great move that I was expecting. It bounced off to 251, and it test the highs here, high a day. You could have even bought the bounce and wait for it to test near the high day and sold off what you wanted to sell. Now people bought it off the bounce and sold it right around these areas here. Okay. Everything depends on what you see on the level 2, level 3, what you see on the transaction box, which I already show you on the crypto side. That's the tape, what the tape look like. It for stocks, it looks almost the same, guys. It shows you the time that transaction was that those market makers executed the price for the sell side and for the buy side, and how much shares were sold or bought, and so they are color coded, and so very simple, felt self-explanatory, very simple to understand. This one, uh I just noticed VBPR has earnings tomorrow. Okay. So that's very, very, very important. Okay. A lot of people wait for the earnings. Okay. So this thing might spike up tomorrow based on earnings. Okay. If that earnings news come up tomorrow pre-market or whatever time that they about to report earnings, that thing is gonna, depending how positive it is, that thing might make another great move, guys. Okay. This thing started where I marked it all the way to the top. It went 157%, guys, in 6 days. That's not bad. Okay. That's pretty damn good for a very short period of time. Okay. We might see a lot of volume. So let's keep, I was gonna remove this, but since I noticed we had earnings, we're gonna keep holding this volume, low volume today. Volume today, however, succeeded bounce off 251 support and breakout. Tomorrow it has earnings report, and this might move more depending on the earnings. We'll want to see volume pick up. Okay, so we got that for the stock, and now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna scan for new stocks. So today's the 18th. It's already 6:18, a little bit late today. Okay, a little bit late today, but we're gonna go ahead and scan. So this is Finviz right here. Anybody who doesn't know Finviz, this is a screener for stocks, guys. Yeah, I see crypto here. You could do forex, crypto, futures. You could check all that in here. So I haven't looked into that more, but I'm focused more on stocks for this panel here. So what we want to do is press a screener, right? And this gives us here a list of stocks, right? You have 546 pages of stocks, guys. Remember, we want to use our criteria to minimize the amount of stocks that we want to analyze. Okay, so in order to do that, we're gonna use these filters. This is a very short amount of options here. So to increase that amount to check, you press all, and now you have a lot of options here. Okay. Ours are very simple criteria, just like I showed on the top, right? Since the market is closed, we don't focus on percentage change. And so we want to look at price, right? Or market cap, whatever we can find on this column right here. So market cap is the first one, right? And it says here market capitalization, right? The total market value of a company's outstanding shares. Okay. And so that right there, pretty much means the value of the company, right? The total value of the company. And so very self-explanatory. I like to see anything under 300 million total company value. Okay. And so I marked that. I have also price here. Price has to be over $1 and no more than $20. Okay. Why I have that range? Because when the price in the Nasdaq, right, there's some regulations that the companies have to follow. If the company is below $1, then the company might get the delisting notification, and that's not good for the company. So that's why I don't like to get caught looking at stocks that are about to get delisted. Oh wow, that's beautiful. More shoes for the baby. Nice. And so yes, that's the range I wanna look at. I also don't want to see anything over 20 because the spreads are very wide. Okay, and I don't want to get caught buying a stock that you know that the spread is wide, and I might get in a price that I don't feel comfortable. I might pay way higher than the normal price. Really beautiful, babe. Oh wow, that's for the cake.
No, this is just for the table.
For the table, okay. Okay, nice. Okay, nice. Sorry guys, my wife was showing me something for the baby. We're about to have a baby shower pretty soon, so we're in preparations to do that as well. So very excited. And so yes, guys. Just continuing, guys. Yeah, I want to see anything from $1 to 20. Very simple. And as we cross to the third column here, we see relative volume, right? Relative volume is part of our criteria. It tells you here the ratio of current value compared to the 3 months average adjusted intraday, right? So this is pretty much calculation, right? To get the ratio, you take the current volume, right, and you divide it by the average value, right? The average volume over 90 days, right? Which is 3 months. Okay. And that right there is going to give you a ratio of, what is the interest, if this stock is getting more demand. Okay. And so, very simple, very self-explanatory. I like to see anything over 5 ratio. That's my personal preference. And it's part of my criteria. And also the industry has to be stocks. I only want to see stocks. I don't want to see ETFs or anything else other than stocks. Okay. And just like I said before, I like to see stocks that are running today, right? And that's why I put today up. And current volume here is the number of shares traded today. That's what it says. It's very self-explanatory. And I like to pick anything over 1 million because it's easy for me to make a transaction, to acquire shares and to, dispose of shares as well. Buying and selling. Okay. It's a lot more easy when a stock is trading over 1 million. Okay. This right here is the float right here. Float is part of our criteria, which is the supply of the stock, right? Remember, to understand supply and demand, uh, you know, very important to know that if there's more demand than the supply, then the price has to push up, and if there's more supply than the demand, then the price has to come down. Okay, and so volume is the demand and float is the supply. Okay, and I like to choose anything under 10 million. Okay, of the float. And the float, the definition says here that the number of shares available for public trading does not include shares held by insiders, right? You got two different types of shares, right? You have the first of all, you got the outstanding shares of the stock, right? And in that outstanding shares, you have the privately owned shares, right, of stocks, which are held by CEO, the board members, the employees, etc., right, and the shareholders. Okay, and then you have the other ones, which are supplied by the company, which are available to trade on the public market. Okay, and that is called the float. Okay, and so the less the float, the smaller the float, and if there's a lot of demand for the stock, then the price is gonna fluctuate very, very uh massive, very massive. And so there's a lot of price fluctuation with this criteria. And so as you can see, guys, we have all the criteria that we needed to filter and find the stocks that we want to see. Okay, now we don't have 500 and something pages. We have one page and we have 5 stocks to watch. Okay, we already looked at VVPR. It's already at the 4th green day. I don't like trading more than 4 green days, but I have it here just for analysis purposes. Okay, if it shows good opportunity based on the earnings, that's when we take advantage as well. Okay, so this thing it seems like it's coming up again. This thing show up. I've traded it many times before. I also see WBUY. I've traded it before. MLEC. I've traded this one before. AUUD as well. So these are stocks that I recognize over the years of me trading. And if you're still learning to trade, right, and you're tracking your trades, and you recognize some of these, you could go back to your documents, right, and find these, right? Find these and see what you wrote. Maybe you find a certain trend that you could recognize and execute based on your analysis of it. Okay, that's how you learn. And so right now we have 5 here. We're not looking at this one because we already checked it, and we have now four to look at. Okay, now we have a lot of stuff here written down that is not going to benefit me personally. because I don't focus on these, okay? When I'm looking at this columns here, okay? I There's no benefit for me looking at the company name. Company name is not gonna help me. The sector as well. Either even when there's people that do trade, they look for specific stocks at a specific sector that are very hot, and so in order to check what is the hot sector, you gotta track it every single day. See which are the top gainers of the day that are showing up the most on this type of sectors. Okay, is there a lot of healthcare sectors, technology sectors, all the time, biotechs? Okay, and so this will be on your personal time. Me, I don't focus on none of these or the market cap. Only when I'm filtering is when I focus on the market cap. The P ratio, I remove it as well, and the percentage change since the market is closed. Okay. And so to remove this, to input and output any information here, you go to custom, right? And now you have here what you want to input or output. And I remove the number, the company, the sector, the industry, the country, the market cap, and the P ratio. And now let's not forget about the percentage change. Okay. And now we got three options here. The only two ones that we're gonna add is the relative volume, and we're gonna also add the float, which is the shares float right here. And now we got five. Okay, now we have something to work on, and we would like to sort out volume from high to lowest. And now we got something to work on here. Okay, the one that's been traded the most is AUUD. However, it closed red for the day, so I'm not sure we're gonna have continuation for this one, but we're gonna analyze it anyways to show you guys that there was opportunities this morning. And AUUD is the first one that we're gonna go ahead and check. AUUD, first stocks here, NASDAQ, and right here. Okay, so this one, it would have been a little bit difficult to trade, guys. Still not impossible. This thing would have been if you would have, I mean, this would have been, I mean, you wouldn't be able to analyze this one, because if it didn't show up on the scanner, well, when it was here and it did show up over here, you might have been late for it, right around here. And me, I don't trade after hours. I trade either pre-market or at the beginning of the market open. Okay. Um, Very hard to trade this one at this moment. This will be the next confirmation pullback right here, and this is the resistance level. So, I mean, you could have took a little profit here off the breakout right here at this candle, 4%. That was pretty good. I mean, honestly, you would have took around 2 to 3% off this move. But some people did took advantage of this. I mean, there's other ways to trade this. I mean, you could have. Did I do something else? No, I missed. Let me go back. Let me change the trend line. There we go. Some people would have traded using this short-term downtrending resistance line here, right? Some people would have waited for the breakout off this downtrending resistance and wait for a pullback bounce off of it, and you could have got in somewhere over here on this candle, and this thing went up to 20%, well, as high as 23%. So you could have traded that way, right? Had it marked there, and you had to track it very short term. Okay, me, I don't do it like that. I like more breakouts, and I like for it to show me that it has opportunity to run. If it doesn't show me anything, no confirmation breakouts or anything like that, then I'm not gonna take advantage of it. But this one was a pretty decent move. Some people did took advantage of this thing. It reclaimed VWAP. It was right next to the, near the VWAP. So it was a pretty good continuation move. So I mean, that was a pretty good move. However, it closed very weak, and compared to where the VWAP is right now and where the high day is, which is this part right here. This is the high day. Very, you got a long road ahead of it, to be able to get there. Okay. The reason why this thing moved, we could see the news here. Yesterday announced that it was gonna have a definitive merger agreement with the business combination. So that's pretty significant, a merger news, right? And that's pretty much the news right there. That's why you see this move right here, because it's gonna have a merger, with another company. So that's pretty good. And so, that's I would have loved for it to have a continuation move, but if it was closing near above the VWAP and near the highs, then I would have been interesting to add it on my watch list to wait for a continuation move. Okay? But right now it just gave everything back, most of everything. Okay? So I don't trust it. It did trade it 106 million above, way higher than the average and way higher than the float. The float was very low. In 7 days it's gonna have earnings as well, so we might see some movement. Not sure higher than this when it's earnings news. It's like one of the most significant things closer to the contract news. Okay. Sometimes earnings news lasts a couple days, a couple weeks, or even a couple months, depending how good the earnings is. Okay. And how interested the people are in the stock. Okay. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. It still has 7 days, so it might hype. People might hype this thing up for a couple days. So right now, for the short term, no, I don't see anything interesting right now. Somebody comment on the chat. Clown Bob 13. I love you, King. Appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate it for the love and support. Uh, if you can, join Rumble. Join Rumble. Rumble is awesome. That's my main account, main place to stream. So if you could join Rumble, it's free. The only thing that's there is ads and stuff like that. But if you could, if you're okay with money and you could afford the premium, then that will be awesome. Follow my journey. Eventually YouTube, Twitch, and other platforms are gonna be shut, and I'm gonna focus on Rumble. But I'm trying to attract more people. That's why I have more of these panels open. But I appreciate you coming by and showing support. If you're also a content creator, hit me up or let me know so I could follow you and show support as well on your channel. Okay. And so let's go ahead and continue, guys. So AAUD is not gonna be put on my watch list. Okay. And so let's go ahead and check another one, CDIO. CDIO looks a little bit interesting here. Just looking at the previous window here, it traded 56 million, guys, today, and is at a very cheap price too. Okay, so CDIO is the next one we're gonna look at. Remember, when you're doing your watch list and you're trying to analyze right when the market is closed, there's times where you see opportunities for continuation, right? But you're not gonna see it often. Okay. Some days you have a lot of stocks that are, they're ready for continuation, and you got stocks. Got some other days where there's no stocks to trade. There's no stocks to have on your watch list for continuation. Okay. That doesn't mean there's no opportunities every day. There's opportunities every single day, only on pre-market and market open. We're looking at this when the market is closed. Okay. The first thing that you want to do when you're waking up in the morning, let's say you want to only trade when the market is open, either temporary, which is pre-market, or when the market completely opens at 9:30 in the morning, New York time. Okay. The first thing you want to do is go to your top percent gainers, right, of the day, right? Let me show you an example of the top percent gainers. Let me open another Finviz screen, right? So let's say you wake up early in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock, whatever time you're waking up, and now you want to watch the top percent gainers. Depending whatever software you have, right? Whatever software you have, this is how you go to the top percent gainers, right? On Finviz, you want to go to Signal, right? And right here you can see the top percent gainers, right? And now it's going to show you the top percent gainers, right? So this is how I decipher all these, right? I have about uh 17 stocks here that are above the 20% that I'm looking for. That's all my criteria, right? I start dissecting using all my criteria. Right after I look at the percentage change, I'm like, okay, so I got now 17 that I gotta go break down right now. So which ones are above market cap, above 300 million market cap? And then I just start dissecting more and more and more, and I start minimizing the amount of stocks that I have to look at based on market cap. Then after the market cap, then I want to check the volume. What's the volume? Is the volume over a million already? Okay. Is the volume more than the average? Okay, perfect. If it's more than the average, then I want to see how if the volume is more than the float. If the volume is more than the float, which is the supply, then you have some good supply demand, good demand for the supply, and then now we're looking for a price action. And the only way we're gonna find price action if there's some type of catalyst, right, that hypes up the stock to for buyers to buy the stock. Okay. It could be either the company posting a contract news, posting merger news, earnings news. I mean, any other different type of news, even investors trying to invest in the company, either through social media, through an event that they have where they hyping the stock based on their products or whatever. That's all I want to see. I want to see some news, and if some news show up, then and the stock is moving, how I want to see it on the charts, then I make a plan, to execute, in terms of looking for, I want to mark my resistance levels and supply levels, support levels. I want to also pick my entries and exits, and see how much I'm trying to risk for that day. Okay, if I'm trying to risk for that trade 2%, then based on what I have on my account, I just make my calculation. Okay, this is if it's 500, $1,000 or $5,000 that I want to trade on it. Then I look for how many shares can I buy of this stock at whatever price that it is. Then after that, since I already know that, then I'm doing is monitoring the level two, I'm monitoring the tape. If I have a level three, I'm monitoring that as well and checking if the prices are hitting those ranges, and then I wait either when it starts executing the moves that I'm looking for based on pattern recognition. Okay. And after that, that's how you execute, and so if you're disciplined, if the stock is not going if it's not going your way, then you exit, using your the percentage that the range of percentages that you're willing to lose. So me as 5%, I don't do, I don't want to lose more than 5% on a trade. Okay. So when I'm trading, the stock goes against me, I'm out completely. I don't waste time. Okay. You could always get on in the stock later on that day, a couple more minutes later. It depends how what is your strategy that you set at that moment. Red Sister Fan AI Music with the W. Appreciate it. Thank you for coming by. Appreciate it very much. So anybody who doesn't know Red Sister Fan, he's the one like the music that you heard when I was on be right back panel or my starting panel. Any music that you heard on the background, guys, that's his music. So if you guys would like to show support to Red Sister Fan, go on my description, guys. You will see at the bottom, all the way at the bottom, you got his information. So go ahead, show support, hit the follow, the like, and share his stuff. Also, if you're wanting to get music from him, just remember to be polite and ask for it. Okay, ask for permission, and stuff like that. It's his music at the end of the day. Okay, and so yeah, be polite, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you very much, Red Sister Fan, for coming by and showing support. You're welcome. You're welcome. This is what we do as a community. We help each other out. And yeah, if any other content creators are looking to grow their channel and have support, I'm all for that. Okay. So let's go ahead and continue, guys. So I gave you, I mean, I know I overwhelm you with so much, I just blast you with so much information on how everything works. But that's how everything works at the end of the day, guys. When you're trying to do day trading, like I'm doing day trading, okay? I look at my top percent gainers of the day when I wake up in the morning, and then I dissect all the stocks that I don't, that don't fit my criteria. And I only want to check one or two stocks. I want to only want to add one or two stocks on my watch list, and then I make a plan. I make a plan to execute, and it's always good also to make side notes on if the stock didn't win against you, or if it did win for you, right? Let's say you made some profit, then you want to also document it, and see what you did in order for that to succeed. Okay, and see what the stock did as well. Write down what the stock did at that moment, and the more you document it, the more you could you could have a mindset, on whatever strategy. I mean, you'll pick it up eventually. You understand exactly what I'm saying, little by little, the more you do it. Walter Dog Mom, say Red Sister Fan, hello Red. Appreciate it for coming by, Walter Dog Mom. I'm not sure if I follow you. Let me go ahead and show support and follow you. Walter Dog Mom has 7 followers. He doesn't have nothing posted, but I'm going ahead and show support and follow your page. So there we go. I already follow you. And so appreciate it for the likes, guys. Just remember I only asked for like 2, so that's much appreciated. Oh, no worries. Walter Dog says I don't stream. No worries, no worries. Who knows? Maybe in the future you will. If you have enough followers or anything like that, who knows? You might want to do something extra in the future. At least you have some followers. But this is what we do. We show support to the community, and I appreciate you coming by and showing support. So feel free to anybody out there watching, feel free to ask any questions, whatever, on stocks. Hopefully you guys love the stream, and let's go ahead and continue, guys. We don't have a lot of stocks to watch today. We already checked AAUUD, and AAUUD didn't have no continuation move. So CDIO is the other one that we're watching right now. A little worried about it because it had a pretty interesting move here at this area. This would be the resistance line right here. This would be the actual resistance levels. I mean, this right here would have been a great breakout. I mean, this right here, this thing went up 17%, as high as 19% on this move for the breakout. Okay, now for bouncing off the support, they failed. So this was not a strong support level. So this thing failed. It tried to test again these high levels, but it failed again. It just got trapped here. So it gave back half of its gains at the close, and now at the after hours, I mean, it looked very weak. So I'm not sure if this thing is gonna continue tomorrow. It had a lot of volume, 56 million volume, way more than the average, and it also has the higher lower float, which that's pretty good. More supply, more demand than the supply. Then you see these kind of moves happen. On and on and on and on. Rumblebot says thanks for the follow at Walter Dog Mom. Appreciate it for the follow. Thank you for the support. And so this is the move, guys. What you could do here on the short term, I mean, you could put a trend line here for a turnaround, right? So if this thing breaks this downtrending resistance levels, we might see another test of these highs here. Okay, and so that's kind of what we're looking for. But at this point right now, I'm not sure if to add it on the list. I'm a little worried about it. So I'm not gonna go ahead and take a chance. This thing is the news here. Let me see if it has some recent news. January 6th, it said Cardio Diagnostics in Southdale YMCA announced new heart health partnership. So this was a partnership news, a recent partnership news. So that's pretty good, pretty decent. I'm not sure if based on that news, this thing went this way. Let me go ahead and check on Finviz to see if there was some extra news. There was some extra news. February 17, which was yesterday, right at 8:35 in the morning, it's a Cardio Diagnostic Holdings to host investor call on Wednesday. Okay, which was today. Okay, that's why this thing is moving. So they're trying to hype their holding company. They had this investor call. They're trying to show their financials and all that type of stuff. This is more fundamental analysis. If you like to check a little bit more in detail, then that's up to you. But all we know, there's an investor call here, and so they're probably trying to get more funding. And so based on how good the call went, then you have a bunch of investors here trying to support this company. Okay, and so that's why you see this move here, because of that call. And if there was a lot of people on social media hyping it up and talking about it, then that's extra. As you can see here, I mean, you got a bunch of people here on stock twits, um, posting a lot of stuff on it. X platform probably also has a couple people hyping it up. I'm not gonna show you what the X platform is talking about this stock, because the X platform, it's uncensored. So you're gonna see a lot of crazy stuff as I scroll. You're gonna see a lot of crazy stuff, and I can't show that on stream, especially on YouTube or anything like that. Kids might be watching, and I don't wanna put myself in that predicament. And so we're trying to protect our integrity and everything. And so that's why I'm not showing the X platform, but you guys could do that on your free time and check who's talking about this thing. But it has some news, and that's the most important thing. Now I'm not sure if I should add it on the. You know what? We're gonna go ahead and add it. Why not? Let's go ahead and add it just for educational, just analysis of it. CDIO, right? And the first thing I want to do on my criteria, I want to go ahead and qualify it by adding what uh what criteria does the stock has already hit. So price is the first thing, right? My range is $1 to 20. This thing is at $2, right? Which it qualified. So good price. Good price. Next will be volume, right? Just like I said, it had 56 million volume, way more than the average and way more than the float, right? Way more than the float. The float is low as well. So we're going to add here good volume and low float, right? And has news, which we already checked already. It had a investors call. Investors call. Okay. Another thing we want to go ahead and check. Let me see if you guys can see what I'm seeing. Okay, yeah. Okay, so everything's working. Yes. And so let's continue. The next thing I want to check is the daily, guys. I want to see if this stock has history of running. Okay. The only way you could do that is checking the daily, right? And you can see, I mean, the stock overall is terrible. It's on a downtrend, and it has some earnings that it did here, positive, negative, whatever it is. I mean, right now it's irrelevant to us. As you can see, I mean, this thing, it had a split as well. That's why you see these exaggerating numbers here of $320 dollars per share. This is not true. Okay, there was a stock split and these numbers change. Okay, so this is a little glitch that you will see on the charting system. And so that's why, but the most important thing that we want to see is these moves like here. You see, this thing ran 4 days, had a spike between them. It had a gap up, had more 2 days ran that it ran. Over here, ran a couple more days. You know, it had a stair stepping pattern and ran more. You know, had ran okay over here. These 2024 late December. I mean, that's what you want to see. Okay. The rest, like the overall trend, is irrelevant to me. Okay. All I want to know is this stock had history of running. Okay. This is the first green day, which is a good. I like trading first green days, second green days, and I even extended to 3 green days, but that's rarely. Okay. Unless if there's still supply and demand, if there's demand, a lot of demand, then that's what I want to focus on. Okay. So has history of running. I add that to the list. Has history of running. And now I formulate a plan, right? How I formulate a plan, I look at the 5 minute chart and I already added this downtrending resistance level. As I added a downtrending resistance level, will want to see it break out. Those levels and turn around to test high of day at, and we'll go ahead and look at the high of day, which is at 2. We'll mark it anyways. We're gonna go ahead and mark it. Let's take this thing off. Oh shit, we're gonna have to mark that line again, but let's go ahead and take and add the horizontal resistance level and then add the trend line again. Okay. And so, you know, the plan will be for it to reclaim before we add resistance level, wanted to break out those levels, turn around, reclaim VWAP, and test high day at 285, $2.85 per share. Okay, so that's pretty much how I make my watch list. Very simple. I don't write a whole paragraph. I only write a lot if I'm tracking it. Okay, just like this right here. Okay. Let me see if I added a date here. Support low volume today. Okay, so let me go ahead and add a date here to 18, 26, and 6:57. Oh shit, 6:57 p.m. And that will be my criteria there. And so this is today. First stock of the day, 218, 26, and it's 6:57, just like I said, PM. Let's bold this one and bold the, at first it seems like a lot to do, but guys, once you do this on and on and on and on, it gets more easy. Guys, it doesn't take too much to do. And you could do this watch list, guys, 5 minutes, 10 minutes max. It doesn't take too long to do this, okay? And to execute the plan, guys, it only takes you 5 to another 10 minutes, okay? It doesn't take much. Let me see. How can I adjust this thing? There we go. Okay. That's the crypto list. And let's go add another stock if there's anything available. And so we buy, W buy is another one that we're gonna go ahead and check. W buy. And so W buy failed all day under VWAP, guys. This thing would have been no interest for me to trade. Didn't do anything. Had 7 million volume, very low. It had more than the average and had more than the float. But I would have loved to see more volume. This thing, it ran because today it said launches premium travel brand altitude drives around US 400,000 in opening sales. Okay, so this is what they launch this AI powered travel brand. Okay, you guys could do your own research for fundamental analysis. They're just launching this new product here. Okay, so it's new product launch is important, it's relevant, but it's not as much relevant as a contract news, earnings news, partnership, mergers, stuff like that. Okay, and so retail traders didn't react well, as you can see here on the price action. Okay, so no good, and it's not gonna be on our list. MLEC is the last one we're gonna go ahead and check. MLEC, it looked pretty interesting on the short term. MLEC, and as you can see, guys, this thing had a pretty nice breakout here. It's still running based on, it had a couple moves here. I mean, 3 days ago, it had a great move here. As you can see, I mean, these are lines that I already put before. Okay, we already looked at this one before, and it had a great breakout here. I wouldn't succeed on this one, on this move. Maybe, off this breakout level here, I would have already gotten right here on this side. 23, it went all the way to 23%. I would have took at least 5 to 10% off this move after the loss. I would have took a loss here. And let's say you miss an opportunity, guys. You could have took opportunity right here off the bounce, off support level. Okay, this will be, this candle doesn't overshadow completely this red one, so we use this other red one. You see the green overshadows all these red ones here. Okay, and this will be the candle that you will be getting in. Okay, so right here this thing went up 9%, guys. So I would have took 5 to 6%, nearly 7%, depending how tolerant I was. But I would have got out at around 5%. So that was pretty good, guys. You got two different. You could have made 3 trades there. One would have been a loss if you would have took my route. But some people did, got it down here somewhere and ride it all the way to the top, and that's based on level 2, level 3, looking at the tape, seeing where the sellers are fighting, and so it's right now I mean, it gave back half of its gains. Not sure if this thing is going to continue. The news was 5 days ago. It says Molech Science achieves one of the highest commercial scales GLA concentrations from US GLAS 101 crushing. Okay, so they were granted as well on the 30th of January to still be listed in Nasdaq. Okay, so that was pretty much it. Let me see if there's any extra news out there. So on the 13th, MLEC stocks explodes 90% after GLA update. Okay, so that's pretty good, not bad. It says science achieves one of the highest commercial. We already read this. So yeah, based on this update that they did, you could see, you could see people interested in the field, in this field here, as investors taking advantage of this thing. Okay. Volume was low, still a little bit more higher than the average, and there was very low float. Okay. So was pretty good. Would have loved seeing more volume, but we don't see nothing right now. I'm not sure how long this thing is gonna last. Being up here, I mean, it's still got to deal with a lot of support levels. This is support levels as well. Yeah, so it has a little bit to go. It has to deal with some support levels. I'm not sure if this thing is gonna last up here. Let me take, but you would have took advantage of that, of this these moves here. This is a confirmation pullback. You see a confirmation pullback, and we put the resistance line at the highest level between this triangle here. Let me mark it. See, this is just a triangle, and you can see all this space here is, qualifying that this is a confirmation pullback based on these 4 candles together here. I like to see two and more red candles together in order to confirm a pullback. I call it the pullback confirmation, a confirmed pullback. Some people just call it a pullback. So it's totally however you want to call it at the end of the day. Some people did traded this bounce, but it didn't do much compared to this other bounce right here. So I mean, you could have traded in other ways, however you wanted to trade it. You know, here, I mean, I would have loved for it to hold near these levels. If it's still under the VWAP, no problem. If it would have reclaimed the VWAP on pre-market or market open, then we will see another test of high day. But right now, it seems like it's giving up. So I'm not sure if to add this to the list. I'm not gonna add it. Personal, personal. I would love to see more volume, and if it does pick up, it's gonna show up on the scanner tomorrow morning. So not worried about it. What is today's date? Today is today's Wednesday, guys. So we got 2 more trading days. Okay. Also, let me show you guys something extra, just in case if you're new here. Not Finviz, Nasdaq trading hours. And so those that don't know, right, about if the stock market opens on holidays, they don't. Okay, they only have it open temporarily on these 2 days, November 27 and December 24. Okay, all the way to 1 p.m. After 1 p.m., everything closes. Okay, we just had a previous market close based on the President's Day. The next day is April 3rd. Okay, so keep these in on check. Okay, and if you scroll down, you can see when the market hours are. You can see Nasdaq market hours 9:30 in the morning Eastern time to 4 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, they work Eastern because it's a New York Stock Exchange. Okay, and so um this is the extended hours, right? This is the times that I just show you, 9:30 to 4 p.m. These times right here, where this yellow line ends. See, 9:30, and it closes right here at 4 p.m. Okay, it doesn't close entirely, guys. Remember, there's extended hours. Okay, so after 4 o'clock, it definitely gonna open. That's definitely gonna close at 8 o'clock p.m. Okay, and so after that, then you have another trading day at pre-market over here at 4 in the morning. Okay, and it goes all the way to 9:30 in the morning. Okay, so between 8 o'clock in the morning to 4 a.m., the market is closed, and the market opens temporary, which is called pre-market, from 4 in the morning to 9:30 in the morning. You can see here there's information here on extended hours. Okay, pre-market trading hours, 4 in the morning to 9:30 Eastern time, and after hours run at 4 p.m. when the market closes temporary to 8 p.m. Okay, and so that's pretty much it. Any other information that you guys want to check, you guys could check this NASDAQ website and get all the information. We have Restless fan with the banana dancing. So yeah, guys, this is pretty much it, guys. Let me check anything else. Do we need to cover? Yeah, that's pretty much everything. So that's pretty good. We cover a lot today. We did the crypto first. So anybody who's looking for crypto, when the stream ends, guys, go ahead, hit it's at the beginning, like my first 30 minutes to an hour. I did the crypto first because yesterday I had technical difficulties, and I forgot to switch my ad reading page to where I'm normally stream, the other page where I normally show this information. Okay, and so I was like an hour talking on my own. I was like, oh shit, I forgot to flip it. But thank God I'm monitoring this thing, so you guys were able to see everything that I'm seeing now. So thank God that's working. Um, but I appreciate every single one of you guys coming here and showing support. Remember, guys, I don't bite. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, whatever questions, throw at them. If I cannot answer them, I'm gonna point you to the right direction to get those questions answered. Okay. Okay, I'm not a like a, what do you call that? I'm not like a genius or anything like that. I'm just, based on the years that I've been doing this, I've known so much to just show you what you need to learn when you're starting in your journey. Okay, especially for day trading. Okay, now if you're trying to do long-term investing, I would recommend the big guys. I mean, you got so many content creators out there. Now for Rumble, the one that I pretty much know that has everything packed up together is B Money. Okay, and let me see if I can find a link to recommend B Money really quick, cause he does he does so much. Very, very smart guy, good family man, good content creator. Okay, hopefully you guys could go ahead and show support to B Money. So let me go ahead and add the link here. B dash money. Okay. So I already added the link, guys. So you guys could grab the link, however, and check his stuff. So show support. Tell him that I sent you there. That's more for financial, like what do you call that? Fundamental analysis, long term. If you want to have a portfolio and want to get dive deep into bigger stocks, you could do that. Learn from him, and stuff like that, and start your journey there. But if you're trying to do short term, guys, you need money like immediately, either for whatever personal things that you need. Then you could start off, just get whatever information from me, and nitpick from other day traders out there that also do similar things as I do. Try to nitpick from different traders and see what works for you, right? Back test, do your research, check all the terms, learn from all of the terms that I've mentioned here. I mean, and you should be on a good road. It shouldn't take you that long compared to how it did to me. I had, when I started, guys, I mean, I've said this a million times. Like, when I started, I was watching a lot of streamers out there, a lot of content creators, and they would talk a lot of stuff. And, you know, I'm like back and forth trying to figure out what the hell, like, why, why I'm having trouble figuring out where to start. All these guys are saying a lot of good stuff, but they're not telling you, oh, this is where you should start. This is what you should do. Pam, 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 pam. Go ahead, subscribe to my package plan, and I'll teach you more. And then when I go ahead and subscribe, they gave me the same information that I just watch on either YouTube or anything else, and I didn't got all the information that I needed, in order to start my journey. Okay, some of them did. Okay, some of them did. I'm not gonna mention them, because that's not my place. But um, out of many different traders out there, I was able to pick very important key things that I needed to learn. And I read books. I've subscribed to some of their subscription plans or whatever, and was able to learn, throughout the years, stocks and everything. And so everything that I'm showing you guys is based on all the years that I've been doing this, and based on all the trades that I took, all the mistakes that I've made over time. This is all me trying to, prevent you from taking the long route that I had to take. So hopefully this was a lot worth it, and you guys, had good value here. So hopefully you guys enjoy the good afternoon and everything. Hopefully, let's see if we could go ahead and uh what do you call that, raid somebody. I know, no, we don't have a lot of people right now, but something is better than nothing. Okay, good to show support to the community. Okay, so let's go ahead and who's let me check really quick. Who can we raid? Have so many options here. Really, really nice people here. So bear with me, guys. Let's see, who can we. Let's do. Let's check this guy right here. Let me see if he's streaming. Nope, he's not streaming. Let's check this one too. Nope. Pixel Kittens. Okay, I guess. Well, Pixel Kittens is he's not yet starting. Not sure when they're gonna start. Bane of the Shields. Let me see Bane of the Shields too. A lot of good content creators here. A lot of people taking their breaks, because I already checked like 5 different content creators, and there's nobody there's nobody streaming. What happened? Everybody left at the same time. Ay ay ay. Okay, We have one guy here. I'm not sure. Oh, it's in Spanish. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Let me see somebody else. Let me see if we can find somebody else really quick. Bear with me. Okay, we got one. Hevel Gaming. That's what we're gonna go ahead and raid. I know it's not much, but you know, something works better than nothing. So we copy his link and we're gonna go ahead and raid. Hopefully that works. There we go. It worked. Okay, guys. Well, I'll see you guys on the next one. Tomorrow we'll do more stocks in crypto. Remember, we're gonna start tomorrow with stocks, and then we're gonna finish off with crypto. Hopefully, I covered a lot today. Any questions or anything like that, hit me up on the comment section or email me, Discord me, whatever you feel comfortable contacting me. Uh, hopefully you guys enjoy the stream and have a good afternoon, okay, or good night. I'll see you guys on the next one tomorrow. Okay, have a good one.